Cool. Hi, everybody. So I get to introduce myself and the beautiful Ash tonight because we're going to launch her business into the big world of the unknown, I guess, for her. But she's really excited, and I know she's got a massive reason why to do this with her beautiful 6 babies. But basically, my name's Katrina. I've been doing this business now for 2 years, so I've been working online. I moved from having a crappy job and having to slide my kids in wherever they fit to taking my income online and being able to be there as a full-time mum, which for me was super important. But also I understood that life still needed to happen. I still needed to make money. I still needed to do things to pay bills, to make ends meet. So online work really worked for me. This whole industry and this whole concept of the online industry and corporate industry that we're in is amazing because they're about making other people feel better. They've got a really cool product and program that goes out there and helps people live better lives. So we're going to explain a little bit more about that and exactly what Ash is getting into, because I know when I first started, I was so skeptical. I had no idea what this whole thing was. So we did a launch event like this for me, which just let my friends and family know what I was getting into. If they were interested, cool. If not, I didn't care. I just wanted them to know what I was doing because I was so excited about it. And that's basically going to be exactly the same for Ash tonight. So shoot on through any questions. Listen to the stories with an open mind because I can promise we all had our skeptical hats on at some stage. But what I found was something so amazing. So I kind of hope you guys see a little bit of that magic tonight too. But I'm going to shoot on over and you can hear from my beautiful friend Ashley, a different Ash, who actually introduced Ash to the business. It gets really confusing, right? So the two Ashes. But Ash was an awesome girl that I worked with 10 years ago in our retail job. And we reconnected on Facebook, and actually she started the online work with me here with Juice Plus as well. So she's going to share a little bit about our awesome products in our program that you've probably seen Ash sharing a little bit. And then that way we can break down any questions that you guys have or any myths or anything around that kind of stuff. So Ash, straight on over to you, darling, and you have the floor.
Hey guys, thank you for taking the time to jump in. I know how skeptical this all was because I was there. My health was at such a low point. I was traveling, so I was on a low budget. Therefore, my health was really low. I broke out in cystic acne. I had all of these things going on. And I really came across this as a way to bridge that gap in my health, as a way to really gain better health, more energy. And who can agree that there's so much illness, there's so much suffering in our world today. There's so many illnesses, diseases, cancers, autoimmune diseases. We've got so many mental health disorders as well. So we've got things like depression, anxiety coming up. We've got the rise of obesity, autoimmune, all of these different things and skin conditions. Whether we are that person or whether you do know that someone's suffering, there's so much of that going on. It's so prevalent in today's society, and let alone the financial stress. So we've got that mental stress, we've got the physical stress, we've got all of those things happening, and we're so stuck in that whole mundane cycle that we're really not nourishing ourselves. So I found this as a beautiful way to really bridge that gap, no matter how busy we are, no matter how many kids we've got to take care of. I saw this as a way to really nourish myself, mind, body, and soul. So our program really does nourish ourselves, mind, body, and soul. And what our program is just really the essence of recipes, so whole food-based recipes. We don't do deprivation. We don't do any diets. That stuff just does not work. And quite often when you do go on those diets, you go back to putting that weight straight on because you've been depriving yourself for so long. So you binge eat, so we just don't do any of that deprivation crazy stuff. Once you're in our program, you're in it for life. So we don't kick you out. You're in our program for life, and it's all online, which is beautiful because you can access it anytime you like. It's sustainable, so the results are sustainable. We've got things like the Shred coming up soon, which you may have seen Ash post about as well. So the shred is for accelerated weight loss, and it's in a healthy way as well. So the shred program, we've got things like mindful programs and gratitude programs to really feed our mind and soul. And then we've got things like meal guides, shopping guides, all of those different things to really make sure that we're getting the best out of life. Now, to complement our program, we do have our beautiful products. Now, I'm not sure if any of you have heard them before. They are called Juice Plus, and they look a little bit like this. Now, for me, they came in a canister, and that was what made me skeptical, because I was like, nah, am I taking anything out of a canister? No way. I was a big foodie, and I was a massive believer that we needed to just get our things from a whole food source, and I did not believe in supplements at all. What I love about this is it's literally the essence of 27 whole fruits and veg in a capsule. So it's nice and easy for all those super busy mums like Ash taking care of 6 kids. You know, you barely get time to eat a piece of toast, let alone all of the cold leftover food. So it's an awesome way to really bridge that gap that we're missing out on every day. So 27, could you imagine how your body would feel with 27 varieties of fruits and veg into your bodies every day? So really, what I love is when you turn over the back, you don't see a whole science label. It's not like your multivitamin that you will buy in stores, because multivitamins are isolated, they're synthetic, and our body just doesn't recognize them. When you turn the label on the back, if you don't recognize the ingredients, our bodies don't recognize it. So our body's not absorbing all of that nutrition when we're taking those vitamins, and quite often we're seeing all of that excrete out in our disco fluoro yellow wee. So we're actually seeing all of those multivitamins, they're not being absorbed. This, I can read, my body can understand it, my body absorbs it within 5 minutes of taking this. So on the back, all I can see is just food. It's just food, guys. So it's grapes, raspberry, bilberry, blueberry, cranberry, pomegranate, all of those things that it's so hard to get in our diets every day. Now, what I didn't realize before taking this was all of our produce and fruit and veg that we go out and buy out of convenience from the supermarket is quite often picked way too early. So we're seeing all of those nutrition, all of that nutrition that happens on the vine is not in that produce that we're buying, because it's just been picked way too early. It's been gas ripened. It's been sprayed with all sorts of chemicals, herbicides and pesticides. So we're really ingesting so many different toxins, let alone all of those different packaged foods and processed foods, that it's so convenient and easy to grab. And we're craving all of that junk food. So when we start to put things like Juice Plus into our body, we're starting to turn on different cells, which means we're starting to crave better foods. So like attracts like, the same happens in our bodies. When we start to flood our bodies full of nutrition from plants, from the real fruits and veg, we start to crave better foods. So we start reaching for the apple, the banana, we start reaching for the whole foods rather than the chocolate and the chips. So, and that's really awesome, because you can see your kids do that too. So what I love about these is they also give your kids free. So they sponsor kids for free. They give your kids free products. So anyone that's got kids knows that how fussy they are and knows how hard it is to really get them to eat all of their fruits and veg. So this is an awesome way to really bridge that gap. They come just like these, so they're just in chewable form. The exact same stuff that's in the capsules is inside these chewable forms. Now, it's all vegan. All of our products are vegan. There's no animal products in it, and there's nothing added to them. So there's no sugar. There's nothing added to them. It's completely natural, and it's all food. All they do is mix it with a bit of tapioca starch. Now, to create these, what they do is they vine ripen. They're picked in those last stages of nutrition that is so beneficial for our bodies and for our nutrition. They're vine ripened, they're picked, they're juiced as a whole, so they're pulped, the skin, the seeds, the stem. Every little bit that holds nutrition is inside these babies. So we're getting all of that every day. And water and sugar is extracted so that you're not getting all of that sugar inside. It's extracted and it leaves that beautiful capsule or the beautiful gummy form with all of those live enzymes, all of those phytochemicals, and they're all working in synergy together into your cells. So how I said it's absorbed into your cells, it's all working together, so it's turning on different cells, which means it's able to really heal you on a DNA level. On a cellular level, it's healing your skin, it's healing all of that inflammation. Most diseases and most illnesses are created from inflammation in our body because of our diet, because of our stress. When we start to really take care of all of that stress, when we start to really take care and nourish ourselves, we start to see different things heal. We start to see all of those beautiful things heal. And it's different for everybody. So I really love that they are just natural. It is just food, and there's not a wide variety of it. It's just fruits and veg. We all know we need more. What I love is they also have the plant-based omegas. So the omegas, they cut the fish straight out and they go straight to the source that the fish get their omega from, which is the algae. So you've got all of those beautiful fruit and veg seed oils as well, tomato seed oil, raspberry seed oil. It's all plant-based, and it means that you don't have all of those levels of mercury. You don't have that after fishy taste. It's really easy to get all of those phytochemicals and nutrients on a cellular level. So they're our macronutrients. So I like to think of macronutrients like the oil of the car. Macronutrients are the oil of the car, and then our macronutrients here are like the fuel for the car. So we've got our proteins. So our protein powders are really awesome. I absolutely love these for breakfast because sometimes you don't get time for breakfast, and a lot of you mums out there would really resonate that you just don't get time to eat half the time. And if we're skipping meals and if we're not eating, that's really not a good thing. So it's really awesome that you can just really top yourself up with beautiful nutrients. Now, these are superfoods. You've got things like spirulina, you've got organic millet, quinoa, amaranth, sprouts, broccoli, pea protein. You've got all of those beautiful things that we wouldn't really get on a daily basis. So we know that we're getting an awesome snack, whether it's breakfast, whether it's a chocolate shake for the kids or a chocolate milk for the kids, you know that it's got good stuff in it. It's our proteins, carbs, and fats. So it's all of that beautiful stuff all mixed in together. And what it did for me was just amazing. What it does for everyone else is just beautiful. I get beautiful messages from people that have really been on these for such a long time, and it's healed. I've seen some amazing weight loss results. So it's just beautiful what happens when you can really flood your body full of phytochemicals, full of nutrient-dense food. So what I'm going to do, I'll pass it back to Kat, and she will talk a little bit more about our program.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. I love that. And just like Ash said, I think fruit and veg makes sense to most of us. We know we need it. It's just really hard to do these days. And even when you do, the level of it, it's really quite crappy. So we're just not eating organic. We're not eating the way that we should. And it really does show up in our diet. Now, I was the person who came across this product first. So I was suffering from really bad anxiety. I'm not sure if we've got anyone on here who knows what I mean, but it is horrid. It is a horrid thing to have to go through when you wake up feeling crap every day. I was so reluctant to try this product. I'm going to hands down just tell you, like, I did not want to be a part of it. But I also was really reluctant to go to the doctor because I have a dad who suffered depression for most of his life. And I knew that him being on tablets had really created a domino effect for the rest of his body. So I was really quite torn. And I ran into my girlfriend who was selling Juice Plus at Coles, and we got talking about it. And I was in that moment thinking, oh, shit, she's going to prospect me. She wants to talk about this product. But she didn't. We got talking. She said, how are you? And I said, actually, I'm really suffering. Like, at the moment, I'm stressing out because there's so many people around. And she told me that she actually started Juice Plus because of her anxiety. Instantly, I wanted to try it, and I'm so glad I did, because I really think within 3 to 4 days, I don't want to sound like a crazy person, but within 3 to 4 days, I was sleeping better. I was waking up happier. I was just feeling like my body was rested. It wasn't half turned on, half turned off all the time, which was amazing. Also meant that I had more energy to spend time with my kids. My kids made me happier, so I was then happier, and it just kind of snowballed. I started organically talking to people. Like, I wanted my mum to get on it. I wanted my dad to get on it. And then Lauren came to me, who was my friend, and she said, did you know there's a business behind it? Had no idea what the whole thing was about. I was really skeptical, like I said at the start, but I just really loved it. I loved what it did to me, and I understood that more people needed to know about it. And the best way to share that was by sharing my story. So I got involved in the business, and I absolutely haven't looked back. So we're going to share a little bit about the business side as well, so that you guys can understand why Ash is doing what she's doing, why she's so passionate, and maybe, just maybe, why it might be good for you too. Now, please don't feel like this is any kind of obligation. We are not one of those companies. We're just here to help anybody who wants change. That was me. I was sick of feeling sick and tired, but also financially, I was so tired of being broke. I was a single parent. I had 2 very small children, and I was just not getting the support. The week was ending, and I had no more money left until payday. Like, I'm not sure if anybody's on here can resonate to that, but it's really stressful, and it does really start to make the anxiety and everything else flow faster. So when I got involved in this business, and I actually seen a presentation quite similar to this, it blew my mind, because this was something that I had wanted. I needed a flexible way to make money, and the way that I would make it was helping people. It was like a win-win. So one of my biggest concerns coming into it, though, was that I didn't know enough people. You know, I was a little bit concerned that, even the people that I did know, I didn't want them to feel like I was approaching them just to buy my products. Like, I didn't want that kind of thing, but I did want a successful business. So what I found in my case was that I just started doing exactly what Ash was doing. I had a launch event, and one of my girlfriends, who I never even thought would be into this, actually said to me after, I love it. Like, this will fit in with my life perfectly. I want to sign up with you. So this is me, Katrina, up the top, and Miranda was my first friend to start. Miranda went out and talked to her cousin Danny, who was a stay-at-home mum, and she talked to her sister-in-law Amanda. Miranda also put up a post on Facebook sharing her little boy's results. He had a really badly impacted bowel, and when he got on this product, he actually started to go to the toilet again, which was massive for her, because he'd been like that for 7 years and had gone to the pediatricians, and he used to have to go into hospital and actually have surgery to remove it. So for her to find a natural substance that worked, she was kind of plastering it everywhere. And she reached out to a girl in New Zealand called Shannon, because her daughter was having the same issue as well. Shannon was in New Zealand. So instantly my business kind of went global, because then Shannon had friends in New Zealand that she was talking to as well. And then I met an awesome lady on the internet, actually. We'd never met before, but I was doing family daycare at the time, and I was part of a family daycare group on Facebook. Her name was Des. And we grew a really cool friendship. And then she said to me, what's this online stuff that you're doing? I'd really love to get out of family daycare. And then Des reached out to her friend Nick and her friend Jody. So in this very small time, just by me talking to these 2 people and them loving what they saw, my business kind of popcorned out. And that was pretty much within the first couple of months. Now, I did mention that I've been doing it for 2 years now, and what I can tell you is absolutely amazing. This is the power of what we call popcorn. So these people found people who talk to people, who talk to people, who talk to people, who talk to people. I met Ash, who met Ash. I've got other people over here. Desi's met other people. Jody's met other people. And this is what we call the popcorn effect. 2 years later, my 2 people is now at 400. So if you can learn anything from me, you don't have to know heaps of people. You just have to be keen to make a change in your life, because it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It does involve helping people. It involves going out of your way to jump on a few trainings every week. It is kind of like a job. So, it does have a little bit of responsibility, but it has endless opportunities. The other thing that I was kind of concerned about was the structure. I didn't know how an online position worked, because technically I didn't have a boss. So, there was all this promise of own your own business, own your own freedom, so to speak. But I was like, yep, okay, so what is it? What do I do? I seen it explained to me like this. So in my traditional job, I did family daycare, and I also worked retail. When I worked retail, I started off down the bottom here as a little retail chick. They had the CEO up at the top here. Now, as you kind of moved up and you got responsibilities, you went up. This top part of the pyramid, though, was always owned by family. So no matter how hard I worked as one of these little workers, I was never going to become the CEO of this retail business. I swapped like time for money. You know, you get paid your hourly wage. Every hour you turn up, they put money in your bank. So every day I swapped time for money in order to work in this system. I was restricted. I was never going to earn more. There was no light at the end of the tunnel because I still was broke, but I still had to turn up every week to do this system, to earn this. And as I kind of moved up, because I'm quite a hard worker, I do like to work, I noticed that the positions got smaller. So I was actually stepping over people as I was making my promotions. And I'm not sure if any of you guys can relate, but that created some really animosity and toxicity in the workplace. Some bitching, some backstabbing, things like that, because it just wasn't supportive. We weren't working towards one goal. We were kind of working against each other for the better hours, the better shifts, and so forth. So that kind of didn't work for me, obviously. But then when Lauren explained this business to me, she showed me it like this. So it really did make sense. We come in down the bottom again, so there's no skipping over anybody. No matter how cool you are, even if you're a doctor, a hairdresser, a stay-at-home mum, a mechanic, it doesn't matter. You come in down here. And the top position, which is our CEO position, is called NMD, or National Marketing Director. And there's actually unlimited positions up the top there. So unlike the CEO in my traditional business where there was just one person, there can be unlimited NMDs. And what I loved about that was that every single person who started had the chance to be a CEO. They had the chance to earn the income of a CEO. Like, that blew my mind, because we're stuck in a system where we're taught to fit in, to make do, to be that little number. And I loved this because it really started to liberate. I want to be general and say women, but we do have men in the team as well. But there's so many stay-at-home mums who settled because they want to put their kids first. That was me. I had to work part-time hours because I wanted to put my kids first. In this, I could work in flexible hours because this was my own job. I could work up my promotions as I wanted, as the kids went to sleep, as they napped, around my study, things like that. And I could reach NMD, and I actually did in 15 months. So I went from struggling, not getting anywhere in my little job, to being able to be a CEO of my own business in 18 months. And I'll explain a little bit later about what that actually means. But also with this, I meet, like I said, I've got 400 ladies in my team now, but I meet people who are just happy to hang here. They're just happy to make $200 to $500 a month to put aside for a family holiday, or to put aside to buy a nice dress without having to stress about it. And that's okay. I'm not breathing down their neck, and nobody asks me to. And I love that, because I don't want to push people. But, you know, if somebody comes in and they say to me, I want to earn $10,000 a month so that I can retire my husband from his mining job, I know, cool, NMD, let's go for it. Let's work for it. You know, and that's kind of where the beauty of our business is, because the only way that I got to NMD was reaching down and helping people who wanted to work, showing them, supporting them, getting on calls just like this with Ash, and helping people understand the beauty of what our industry actually is. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to scoot on over to my lovely Despina. So Desi is one of the ladies who I introduced to this business first, and I'm just going to get her to share a little bit about her experience and why she's in it, because she's actually got a totally different why to me. But she's been amazing to work alongside. So I'm going to shoot on over and share it with her.
Am I off mute? Yes. So I decided to join the business after being a customer for a little bit, because I really love the products. I'm a foster carer, and the kids that I care for often are very nutritionally challenged, let's say that, and I saw the products work immediately for them. So I was sold straight away, and I thought, I want to be a part of this. The reason I want to make this my full-time work is so that I can follow my own dream, which is a really random dream of owning a cattery and boarding other people's cats. It's my dream, and I can do that from home, and I can work this business from there. So I've met amazing people, I've made wonderful connections, and the products have really kept me going and kept me insane. I have anxiety issues as too. I had PTSD from Cyclone Larry, the big cyclone up in far north Queensland about 10 years ago. And I noticed as well when I started taking the products how much better I felt within about 2 weeks. It was an amazing shift for me. And I thought if it does that for me, I want to be able to help other people feel that as well. And it's just been a really great journey for me. So much personal development, so much looking into how I can make my life the way I want it, with a little bit of hard work up front, and then I can relax and I can cruise for the rest of my life. That's my plan anyway. And I think Juice Plus offers me that because these great trainings, the positivity. I'm in a small town. I don't have a huge circle of friends. I prefer to keep my friends genuine and quality. And I've got some amazing quality friends online that when all my other friends are busy with their kids, I've got somebody that I know I can talk to straight away, even though we don't live in the same area. I can talk to Kat anytime if I'm having a bit issue with my business, and she'll help me out anytime, or any other team member really. It's just a really great community to belong to, and it's made me feel a real sense of belonging that I wasn't feeling prior to this. Look at her smiling. Don't get a big head.
You make me almost have a few tears. Thank you. I'm glad we make you feel like you belong.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's really cool too, because everybody comes in for different reasons. Some people want to come in because they're sick of being, not having money. They're sick of saying no. They're sick of feeling like they're stressed out because they can't pay bills. Some people come in because they need a circle of positive friends. They're sick of being dragged down by negative people that don't have goals. Some people come in specifically just because they love the product and they want to make other people feel better. It's so cool because it all intertwines and it all mixes together. But before I shoot on over and let the lady of the hour share her business story and why she got involved and, kind of thank you guys all for jumping on, I want to actually show you how to make money, because I found that in these videos, or when you're presented with an opportunity like this, you're like, yeah, cool, sounds good, but can I actually make money? How does it actually work? So I want to actually show you that and hopefully get you a little bit excited about the beautiful opportunity that is behind this, because it really can be quite lucrative, and I'm living proof of that. Literally changed my entire circumstance, but I'll get more into that when I share my story. So when we come into this business, we basically do a training with you, and we say the way that we're going to make money in this is a method that we call UTR. It's really simple. We use the product, we talk about the product, and we share our results. That's it. That's what we do online. Okay. Now, you might not want to be online. You could literally do this face to face. That's cool as well. But I find social media so easy because you post something and it goes to a platform of hundreds of people instantly for free. Like, that's awesome. So we are in this business because we're customers. It is so honest. We don't want anybody to have to overinflate or, do anything. We literally want you guys to use the products, feel the benefit, be a product of the product, and talk about it. Spread it around. Now, Juice Plus is a DSA, so it's a direct selling association. So they do not invest any money in advertising, in marketing, in door-to-door sales, any kind of crap like that. Like, you guys think about your favorite product. They probably endorse a celebrity and pay them millions and millions of dollars each year to talk about that product. What Juice Plus does is they use the results of real people. They save all that money in marketing, and then they give it back to the customers who talk about it. To me, that makes perfect sense. And it's really honest, because you're going to be able to see what kind of results you can expect because you've got your friend there who's taking them. Now, when we come in, because there's millions and millions of dollars up there in a bubble that they save from not advertising, they can pay that in 3 ways, which is really cool. Because most other jobs that you start will only pay you one way, a salary or a wage. We have retail profit, we have commission, and we have our beach money or our bonuses. Cool, so 3 different ways. Retail profit is literally, let's just say I'm meeting Lisa down the road and we're having coffee and she says, I've seen your product post, you know, or I've seen your shred results or something like that. Can you tell me more? If she wants to place an order, I just put her details into the app on my phone, send it to Juice Plus. They do everything else. They take her payment, they ship, they look after all the hard stuff, but they put money in my bank account for referring her. So straight away, I'm getting paid for helping someone else feel better, which is awesome. Then what we do is we have our team performance bonus. So because I've created such a big team now and I help them all the time, I'm literally, that's my job and I love it. I'm pumping into them, I'm helping them grow their business. They give me a performance bonus. So out of all those millions of dollars they've got sitting up there in the big magic bubble, they give me a percentage of that every single month. Now, what's cool about this, and no other industry that I know has it apart from, oh my God, what am I trying to think about? A property, sorry. So nothing else has it except for property, is a residual income, so passive income. You get paid regardless of whether you show up to work or not. Like nine times out of 10, if you guys didn't show up to work on Monday, you probably wouldn't get paid for it unless you've got sick days. And if you constantly did that for a month, you'd probably be out of a job. In this business, we understand life happens. Okay, shit really does happen sometimes. You know, people pass away, your transport fails, things like that happen. So residual income's cool. You could have a baby, you know, it happens, life happens. And sometimes you just don't want to go to work. This residual income is awesome because it's guaranteed to come in every month. So in 2 years, I've been able to grow a really cool passive income that takes my annual income into the 6 figures. Now, that was something that would never have happened for a general stay-at-home mum beforehand, but that's the power of this business. Now, bonuses. I'm going to explain them briefly because they're the fun ones. They're like the little extra money that we get right now. So when we come into the business, we talk about DBF. That's our first position. Don't worry about any of the acronyms. We don't even really remember what they are anyway. But it's a $100 bonus straight away in your first 10 days. And it's just like, thank you for investing us. We know you took the leap of faith. Thank you for doing it. $100 straight away. Then we move on to SDBF, which is a $400 bonus. Now, the cool thing about this business is that you teach other people how to do it. You don't have a manager, you have a friend there to support you. Now, when you hit a bonus, they also get a bonus for helping you achieve it. So that means you're always going to have somebody in your corner who's invested in growing your business. So you're not going to be thrown in the deep end. It's not going to get competitive because we want to see you win as well. Okay. Then we move on to SC, which is a $600 bonus and $600 every time you teach someone to get there. Then we have SSC, which is a $1,200 bonus and $1,200 every time you teach. So if you can imagine, these are exponential. So, you know, if you want to do a holiday, go and teach 3 people in 1 month how to reach SSC. You know, that's almost $4,000 straight away. You know, that's a pretty cool passive income to be able to create amongst whatever it is else that you do. Then you have QNMD, which is a $1,500 bonus and $1,500 every time you teach someone. Then we have NMD, which is our pinnacle position, which is a $3,000 bonus. Now, generally, your upline or the person that introduced you doesn't need a bonus because they're getting a performance bonus here. Like I said, that's generally between 80 to 100 grand as a base residual income per year. Really cool, right? Really cool. That's some crazy figures. When I first seen that, I was living off like $350 a week, and that blew my mind. I was like, shit, what do people do with all that money? But it is really cool because I can tell you, it means that you get to say yes to your children more. It means that you get to go on cool holidays. And you do that, you create really cool memories by helping other people feel better, by helping other people own their own lives. So when I was coming into this, I was working around my kids. I would work, say, from around 8:30 to 3:30, then I'd get them looked after and I would go and work night shift as well because I was a dance teacher. So if you got your mums can imagine, you can probably relate that that's a lot of time away from your kids to still only be scraping by at the end of the week. 5 months into this business, I was creating enough to be able to stop work and just survive on my online income. And when I did that, I really kickstarted pretty much an empire because I had more time to put in it and build and give back to people. And now I've created something that is pretty much what I call own your own life worthy. You get to choose when you wake up. You get to choose when you go on holidays. You get to choose when you pick your kids up, when you go there. It's not dictated by somebody else anymore. So it's definitely worth looking into, guys. And I do think it's the movement that a lot of things are going to take, because so many people at the moment are craving more freedom. They're getting sick of going to work that doesn't serve them. They're getting sick of not feeling appreciated by bosses that suck. And if you are a boss, you can understand sometimes it sucks telling people what to do all day. You know, work is kind of changing. And with the way that online things are going, it's no surprise that it's turning toward that online avenue. So I'm going to shoot on over and I will get Ash to share a little bit about why she's got into it, what she's noticed since taking the products and joining the business and all that kind of stuff, her real reason of being here, and just, I guess, thank you guys all for your support tonight. So there you are, my love.
Awesome. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you guys for coming. You are the best. You are awesome. I love you guys. So I'm a 30-year-old mum of 6. Before this, I had no vision, no drive for my future. You know, struggling day to day, 6 kids, 1 income. So, you know, little things like taking them to special events is a challenge. So, you know, I'm also an aspiring makeup artist. So I'm guessing my partner's sick of buying my makeup, but he knows it's my passion, so he makes it work. The product excites me because, you know, watching the journey of so many others, awesome transformations is just amazing, and it inspires me definitely to want to do the same. And the beauty is I get to share my journey, hopefully inspire someone else to do the same. You know, the business excites me because anyone who knows me well knows I love to help others. I love that you can work on your dreams while you do this. You can still work on your dreams. And at the same time, you get to help, you know, so many others live happier, healthier lifestyles, for sure. Because of this business, you know, the people in this business are awesome, you know, filled with amazing people that are starting off just like me. Like, you know, it gives you a chance, because I haven't worked in 13 years, so it gives you a chance to ease back into the workforce for sure. And I'd also love to give back to my partner. He's done a lot for us. Yeah, financially, I'd love to ease his financial stress. I believe in this business so much that I already have a long-term vision goal, which is to help as many families as I can to, you know, create financial freedom, live happier, healthier lifestyles would be awesome. Yeah, and so, and as you go along, you can tick all those boxes, you know, that you've always wanted to do, those goals lists. You can tick all those along the way. You know, everyone in this business, they started off just like me. And, yeah, now they're living, you know, awesome lifestyles I want to live, happier, healthier, you know, more financially stable. Things like that. I'd love to do that and have that for my family and everyone I can possible. The community of beautiful humans that are in this business are just amazing, so helpful, you know, so encouraging, so inspiring. They definitely make me want to strive for more. They definitely make me want to, you know, they make me feel like I can be successful. And when you're surrounded by so many successful people, it makes you feel that success, you know. And they have success not just in finances, they have success in their lives in general, the way they live their lives, you know, stuff like that. I'd love that, and I'd love that for everyone. So no one has to freak out about finances and healthiness, and, you know, everyone's already on the roll. So, yeah, but I'm so driven now that I know I'm going to be successful. I know I am, and I believe in myself that I am. So, yeah, come at me, world. So, yeah, I have the will and passion to definitely create a better lifestyle for not only me and my family, as many people as I can. So, yeah, so guys, if you're interested, definitely get at me. I'd love to help. I'd love to answer, you know, answer all your questions. That'd be awesome. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. You're the best. I love you guys.
You are awesome. I bloody love your spirit. I absolutely. You are so cool. And exactly what you
Thank you.
I don't even have to say much more except for the fact that absolutely 100% woman, you're going all the way up there. I love, you can see your heart just like shine through. It's so ready to help people, which is really cool. So exactly what she said, get at her if this is you. One thing that I will close it off with though is, I know when I first started, I was really super keen about it. I'd watched this and thought, oh my God, my mind's exploding. So many possibilities. Like I can make money online. What? It makes sense. There's people that aren't going to get it until they watch this. Okay. There's people that aren't going to get it until it's all explained to them. So please don't feel like you are in charge of convincing anybody that this is a good idea, because unfortunately about 20 or 30 years ago, the whole network marketing, when they used to come to your door and be totally annoying, it got a really bad name. It's not like that anymore because social media allows us a platform to just find the people who want help. There's so many people out there at the moment who need to feel better, who are sick of feeling like crap because their health sucks, or they're sick of feeling like crap because they're financially in a hole. And this business fills both of them. Trust me, we don't have to headhunt. There's enough people out there with their hands up asking for help. And if you're one of them, go and speak to Ash. She's got all the answers. And if she doesn't have them, she'll come to Ash and I, who have been doing it for long enough to be able to help you guys. So please don't feel frightened. Please get your questions answered because it's so much better than sitting on the fence. All right. So peace out, everybody. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you to our lovely people who shared. And my God, Ash, I'm so excited to see you hit this. You are so on fire. I'm really excited. All right, I will head off now and I'll finish the recording so that way Ash can send it to anybody else who didn't get a chance to jump on. But thank you so much for your time, everybody.